Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney. Simply put, and as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Simply put by your boy Price McKinney. YouTube on Tuesdays. Simply put podcasts with your boy Price McKinney. Like, subscribe, watch a video, leave a comment. So, got a lot of feedback, a lot of response from the last video I did. You will know. So today we're going to talk about ways that you will know. Um, we're just going to dive straight into it. First of all, and by the way, let's not get that twisted. Next year, baby, next year. Let's not get it twisted. Uh, just for the record. First of all, they will pay attention to you. They'll watch what you do. They'll listen to what you say, not just hear you, but they'll listen to you. Um, so, for example, when you're in conversation with them, instead of them pushing to get their point across or making sure that they control the narrative or the conversation, they're more prone to take the stance of let me just hear what my person has to say. And oftentimes, too many people, and I used to be so guilty of this. From time to time, I still have to work on it. When somebody's talking to me, I've already got a based on what the situation is or how I'm affected by it. Let's go with that. More often than not, I have a pre-recorded answer as I'm listening to what they're saying versus just hear them first and then wait till they get finished, take a short TV timeout, and then give my response. Too often, we're so quick and so amped to get my point across, to share what it is that I'm trying to say to them, and to make sure I drill into them what my point is versus listening to them to see what it is they're trying to say. So that person will pay close attention to not just what you say, but also what you do. They'll watch your mannerisms. They'll watch how you respond in certain situations, in particular in different environments, and over and above that, around people, because that becomes a big deal. How your person interacts with the people that you already know and or your family. Now, I'm not saying that you got to go all in head first, and they've got to everybody around you has to like them. No, I'm not saying that at all. That's nuts. It does help, but at the end of the day, that's your person, and you're the one that has to deal with them on a day-to-day basis. Not your friends, not your family, not your peers, not your coworkers. You have to deal with them. So this being your choice, you make sure that that becomes your priority. Is making sure that they know you're number one. That's another way that you will know that your person is your person. They will make you their priority. It's not, you're not second on the list. You're not third. You're not an afterthought. It's not in consideration. They consider you for most of all that they do. You're in the forefront. Oftentimes it becomes it looks like that person puts themselves on the back burner so that you can remain in the front. It doesn't mean that you neglect yourself. It doesn't mean that that you ignore who you actually. That's not it at all. You it's intentional. It's very intentional. Watching what the person does, listening to what the person says, it is very intentional. And it is important to that person to know who their person actually is. They will ask questions, even with all that they actually know about you. They don't want to leave it to chance They don't want to leave it up for grabs, and they don't want to assume, because you can oftentimes do the right thing the wrong way, right? Say for example, because I can cook and I can grill. Let's say I'm cooking a dinner for my female, right? And she likes to eat. She likes food, and I boil it versus sauteing it, the vegetables, right? I did the right thing the wrong way. She doesn't eat them boiled. Now, I'm not, listen, pump your brakes. Well, if she don't want to eat boiled, she did. That's not what I'm saying. Let's, let's not go into overkill here. My point is this. Sometimes you could do the right thing the wrong way. And how you eliminate that is you ask questions. Is this okay? Is this what you like? Well, if you got a problem with answering questions that when somebody's trying to learn you and figure you out, then just stay single. Let's keep the peace. You do what you do over there and let that person move on to the next one. Because I can assure you somebody will be greatly appreciative of what you're trying to offer. If you're dealing with somebody and they've got this laundry list of all of these expectations and all of these do's and don'ts, and I don't do this and I don't want to do that, and this is too much and this is not enough, and there's always something, keep stay over there, player. Have at it. Do what you do. No hard feelings. Keep that over there, because when a person is really, really trying to find that person, there's got to be some give and take. There's got to be, some compromise at times somewhere on down the road. However, if it comes with a whole lot of extra on the front end, and you find yourself having to constantly sacrifice and, and put up with a lot of stuff and to tolerate things that you ordinarily wouldn't, you need to reconsider that. Even if you're already in a relationship, you need to reconsider that, because it's relationships. It's please understand, they're not going to be smooth sailing all the time, but it doesn't have to be bumps in the road all the time. Every time you just constantly hitting potholes and bumps, pow, potholes and bumps. Nah. At some point, this road has got to smooth out somewhere, somehow. So if that's what you're dealing with, especially on the front end, it just reconsider. I'm not saying get out of it, because everybody's in different places, and you just might have the tolerance and patience to deal with that kind of person. Which in some cases that may be what they need, but you got to figure that out. So again, they will pay attention, they will make you a priority, and they will cater specifically to you. What do you mean by that? The things that you like, the things that you desire, the things that you want, that person will be, again, very intentional about making sure you get those things. Some material, some not. Some of the stuff is intangible, like just sitting having conversations. Go to Starbucks, take you somewhere simple, and just sit and have a conversation. Go to the park, intangibles, something that doesn't cost, something that's free. And they will pay attention to the things that you like, right? For example, I don't eat a lot of sweets, but at the top of my list, I'm a creature of habit. At the top of my list is red velvet cake, sometimes carrot cake, depends on where it come from, and almond joy. Them three, now I don't eat them often, but when I do, it's one of those three. Um, you won't typically go find me, you won't find me going to buy a bag of Chips Ahoy cookies. I don't mind them, but I'm not going to buy them because they're not my favorite. So I love grilled chicken. So I'm saying these things just to point out very specific things that you may like, and the person will pay attention to that, and they will Cinnabon, yes, Cinnabon, and I only do it every in between 3, 4, 6 months once. And when I do, I please understand I enjoy it. I get me an extra cup of ice to go with it, right? Because I know it's gonna be a minute before I do it again. So things like that, um, that you like, that you desire, that you want, they will pay attention to that, and they will make sure you get those things. If they're like certain things you like, certain foods you like to keep in the kitchen, they'll make sure those stay stocked. You know what I mean? So they will pay attention to you. They will listen to you. They will cater to you. They will ask questions. They will make you your priority. These are some simple ways that you will know that this is your person. Now, let me say this and I'm done. It's your choice who you choose. Just because a person may offer all of this, you've got to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and you will. Okay, is this it? Or am I just tired of being by myself and this is a great substitute? You've got to figure that out. Don't just settle and take somebody just because they're doing the bulk of the things that you like and want and desire and even need. Make sure that in your heart of hearts that you know this is who I need to and want to be with and spend my time with. You've got to know that. And you will. Give yourself time. Again, I'm Price McKinney. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Simply put, by Price McKinney. YouTube on Tuesdays. Simply put, podcast with your boy, Price McKinney. I'm not an expert. I just know what I know. And I promise you, I'll see you soon.